We live in the crib, vibing with Veto. Man, I got a special guest, Atlanta legend, Atlanta native, East Side native.
That's true.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I did my homework.
Yeah.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, what's happening? I'm Nick Love. Like I said, East Side Zone, Atlanta Zone.
For sure.
Marketing maven. It's a lot. I don't know, man. I hate introducing myself because I do so much. So it's like, yo, I'm just Nick Love, man. What's up?
Man, for sure. Thank you for coming by with
Appreciate
Veto,
you
man.
having me, man.
We gonna jump right into it, man.
Let's
So, you jumped into the music industry.
I did.
Got your feet wet in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
What did the industry teach you about longevity, and how did you get this started?
The industry didn't teach me anything. Honestly, I got in this business thinking that you had to be in front of the mic. You know what I'm saying? I always figured the only way to make money in this business was to be Michael Jackson.
Damn.
That's what I wanted to be. You know,
Damn.
from the time I was a kid, like I got to be on stage, and it wasn't until I kind of, I got older and was, on my artist journey that I met someone who was doing marketing.
Marketing, yeah.
Put me on to it, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then that's when that kind of really opened my eyes up that you can actually make money behind the scenes in the music.
Facts.
I didn't know none of these jobs existed. I didn't know
Facts.
people had publicists and marketing professionals
Right.
and I didn't know any of that. I just
Facts.
thought you sang songs or you rap some stuff, got on stage, made your money.
Damn.
And so it opened up my eyes to, like, oh, there's more opportunities out there to actually be in this, thrive, be successful without being,
Right.
in front of the camera on the mic. And I just had to figure out how to stay there.
Damn.
That was the toughest part, like really understanding, okay, what keeps me here? And a lot of it is preparation and timing and skill and all that. But honestly, truthfully, bro, it's a lot of luck.
Damn, that's crazy.
A ton of luck.
That's crazy. So in your early 20s, man, some of the things that you were doing, you was hustling in the clubs, like strip clubs, particularly, specifically. You were breaking records, and you would go like every day.
Every day.
So
Every
like
day.
so what made you like strategically do that? Was that something that somebody told you, or you just like, man, let me just go ahead and just try this?
I really didn't have no mentors to look up to at the time when I was doing
sure.
it. I was really freestyling. One, like I said, I was trying to be an artist at one point.
Right.
So me going to the club every night was really trying to get the artist thing going.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, okay, how do I meet everybody? And the whack part about Atlanta, which I won't even say the whack part, but the plus side of
You
Atlanta,
can say it, bro. You can say
the
it.
plus side of Atlanta, but the whack part for a person that's really trying to get into it is
Right.
there's something going on every night in Atlanta. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? It's not like we're not a Friday, Saturday city.
Facts.
This is every night.
You got Taco Tuesday now popping.
But it ain't just Taco Tuesdays. Magic City Mondays.
Facts.
It's Tuesdays at the Flame.
Facts.
Sweet Lounge with Lucky Lounge on Wednesdays. It was, you know what I'm saying? You had every night had a thing for years.
Right.
So it was like, I gotta go be where all the people are. And I mean,
Right.
that was a 7-day-a-week job in this city.
Right.
So it just kind of led to me being out. But also you realize that the DJs are working these.
Yep. Shout out to the DJs.
Yeah, you got one DJ, he work on Monday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. The other dude work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The other
Right.
dude work Friday, Sunday, Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you gotta like go to catch everybody. And it ended up with just me being out, but that was the best thing possible because once
Facts.
people saw me out,
It build relationships.
you build the relationships, but also as I'm working my stuff, people are like, yo, bro, I don't have time to do what you doing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just do it for me? You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Can I pay you to work
Damn.
my record too while you out? And I was like, let's run it.
Damn,
And
that's
kinda
crazy.
how I started making some early money.
Right. Facts. So would you say that intrigued you even more to be like, look, man, I got it. I'm building all the relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I got everything in my pocket now. Being that I used to want to be an artist, but shit, this easier.
Yeah, it's easier. It's less headache in terms of, in comparison to being an artist.
Facts.
Artists, like I said, you make great money. It's a great,
Facts.
it's a great look, but you go to the mall and it's the hassle. It's the responsibility and all the pressure that comes with being an artist.
Right.
And I'm sure we've all seen artists come and go.
Yeah, facts.
And that's why I say it's a lot of luck.
Right.
For me, I had the good fortune of working with artists who had some staying power.
Right. We're going to talk about that too.
Yeah,
Don't drop the bomb just yet.
No, but I mean, I look at, like I said, when I say luck, I tell people all the time, like, there were friends of mine who were just as smart, if not smarter.
Right.
Worked just as hard, if not harder, that they just happened to be tied to an artist that had a hot summer.
Damn.
And they went away. So when the artist went away, they went away.
Damn.
And then they had to figure it out.
Right.
I had a longer window to figure my play out.
Right.
Because my artist was doing this thing.
Right.
It was like, all right, cool. I can stay here as long as this makes sense, or
you can venture off.
Exactly. Yep. You know what I'm saying? But again,
Facts.
Everybody doesn't have 8, 9, 10 years to play with. Some people got 3 months.
Facts.
And you got to figure it out in 3 months.
In 3 months.
Your run is over.
Man, why you think it's like that with like music? Why is it so like microwavable sometimes? Now, I'm talking about now. Per se, from back then, it's like, okay, with the internet, I feel like the internet kind of just made everything just, we received the shit so fast now. Back in the day, it was like a thing to like, okay, you had the TIs, you had the staple mates, you know what I mean?
You lived with it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, you live with those projects. I think that what you find is that we're microwavable. Us as fans, us as consumers, we're microwavable. So it's like, it's not, everybody blames the music or blames the labels or blames the artists. Like the popular thing now is, the artists ain't shit, or the labels, or they keep doing this. And it's like, nah, but the labels are pushing what y'all want. Y'all are consuming it in mass numbers, and then saying, I can't believe y'all, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah, facts.
It's like a kid saying, I can't believe you're giving me all this candy. It's like, yeah, but but you keep eating the candy. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so
facts.
How do you eat the candy and then complain about the candy after you've eaten it?
Right.
So with us as fans, our attention spans, our appetite to consume things is like, we're voracious. We're like, give us more. Somebody drops a single, when's the album coming? Somebody drop an album, when's the next one coming?
Right.
When they going on the road? And you're asking more, give me more. Right. And so who's supposed to feed that machine? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a funny game that we're in, but we changed as a people. It's not the music business, it's not the labels. We all changed. Right. So here we are.
As a total package, in terms of like when you see an artist, how can you tell nowadays that an artist is a star? Is it by them consistently putting out content? Is it the way that they dress? Is it the whole nine?
How do you tell an artist is a star?
Now,
to me, I mean, a star is one of those intangible things that you can't put your finger on, but you know it when you see it.
Right, the it factor.
It's the it factor. And then, one thing I'll always, I give credit to my guy KP. Everybody who knows Kawan Pratha, who A&R for Usher, you know what I'm saying? Big dog in the music business, Atlanta, Atlanta born.
Shout out KP.
Yeah, shout out KP. But I remember an artist I used to manage named Ra. Shout out,
man,
rest in peace, dope boy Ra.
Let's give a moment of silence.
That's right.
All right, let's get back to it.
Yeah, so I remember meeting with KP, and I remember telling KP, like, yo, Ra, he a star. He's a star. Like, when he walk in the room, he's a star. He got the attitude, he got the dress, he got the talent, he got it all. And I remember KP telling Ra, like, that's cool. Yeah, you might be a star in these smaller spaces that you're circulating in, but can you be a star around other stars? Can I take you around Usher? Are you still a star when Usher's in the room? Are you still a star when Tip's in the room? Are you still a star when Pharrell's in the room? That is the thing. But the thing that differentiated everybody was that it factor. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, sometimes it's the fashion, sometimes it's the attitude, sometimes it's the tattoo, sometimes it's the hair. It's a wild combination of traits and attributes that make you a star.
Facts.
But you know it when you see it.
Right.
Yeah.
Dang. So let's talk about your relationship and how you started the whole Coalition DJ movement too as well. Like, how did that transpire? Was that from going to the clubs and it's like, look, I know all the DJs. Let's start something. Yeah. Let's make this happen.
1,000%. So Coalition DJs came about a couple of ways. So DJ Funky was one of the first artists I ever...
Shout out Funky. That's my dog.
Yeah. DJ Funky is one of the first DJs I ever met through my homeboy June Dog. So June Dog used to sing all the hooks for like DJ Kizzy Rock and DJ
you dropping names, Kizzy Rock too.
Yeah, all those guys. So like me and June went to high school together. He's a couple years older than me. So he's the guy I used to follow around. So June was the first one that took me to Jazzy T's, all these little East Side hood strokers. That was, and that's what Funky was DJing. So June introduced me to Funky. Funky introduces me to X-Rated. X-Rated was doing Magic City and stuff at the time. I met Big X through them. And then I met Nando last as I was working with
Rest in peace, Nando.
Yeah, rest in peace, Nando. Man, like I said, it's so crazy when
facts.
How many rest in peace I have to do when I'm doing
facts.
But just moving around in the city, doing my thing. And then with the artists I was working with, you start to kind of meet all the DJs. And so when we started Coalition, me and Big X had the idea to do it because it was a crew era at the time, right? So if you remember the Big Jeezy record, Got Some Super Friends in the League of Doom,
definitely.
I'm an affiliate. I know Hitman. These are all DJ crews
that he's naming.
Yeah. So if you're in Atlanta, you knew that. If you wasn't from here, you might have not have known what the
The lingo was.
What the lingo was and what the hype was and why the whole city was so excited when he was doing that, because he was shouting out all these DJ crews.
Right.
Coalition, if you notice, was not shouted out because they didn't exist at that time.
Damn.
Super Friends was started by my man Real, him and DJ Mars and Trauma and all those guys. Hitmen was Casper. Legion of Doom was Ray Hamilton.
Okay.
Affiliates was Cannon and Drama and all those guys. So but the strip club guys were a little unhappy with the leaders. They were all split up. They were in 2 or 3 different crews. They weren't really happy with the compensation they were getting. And I came in the door. I already had some money because I was working with Jeezy at the time.
Facts.
I was doing my own thing on the side. So when I came in, I'm like, look, I can help y'all run this crew. I can put a crew together, help y'all run it. And the good thing is I don't necessarily need to make a bunch of money off of y'all because I already come in the door with bread.
With bread.
So y'all don't have to worry about me stealing no money. You don't have to worry about no funny business.
Push the records.
Y'all can just all y'all do is push the records. I'm gonna go collect and I'm gonna be very transparent about the process. And that's what made me different from everybody else. I was super transparent about what money came in, what money went out, what we were doing, how long we were doing it. I ran it like a business.
That's hard.
And time was good to me. Timing was great. The DJs I had were amazing. We started off with just those 4 guys, Nando, Funky, X-Rated, and Big X. And we spread from there, man, and it spread like wildfire.
It's crazy. You only had 4 DJs, and you were able to basically break some of the top records in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Let's go through your track record. First, we're going to talk about Jeezy, right? Because you was with CTE for a little bit.
Yeah.
What was, so let me not even ask that. What was the importance of your role at CTE?
So I was the VP of marketing for CTE. So I was to me, marketing was my thing, right? Street teams and all that stuff, plastering Peachtree Street, Northside Drive with Jeezy, Snowman posters, Trapper Die.
I got suspended for wearing that shirt.
Listen, man, one of the biggest phenomenons in hip hop for sure, but definitely in Atlanta.
Facts.
But beyond just being, having that title, what I was a liaison to, to the phenomenon known as Young Jeezy at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And Jeezy and Kink and all the guys were so embedded in the streets that if you were a fan, if you were a DJ, if you were a publicist, anybody who wanted to kind of get with them, you couldn't go directly to them. You know what I'm saying? They just weren't accessible. And it wasn't like they ain't accessible because they too big and too high and mighty.
Facts.
You had to run through 50 niggas to get to them.
Facts.
I was the one who moved around kind of by myself, and everybody was like, you know what? My entry point is Nick. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to meet everybody because everybody that wanted to do business with us was like, yo, Nick, I got some T-shirts I want to get to Jeezy.
Yeah.
Yo, Nick, I got this club I just opened up. I really want to get Jeezy. How do I book?
Right.
How do I do this?
Right.
How do I do that? I don't know who to call. I don't know whatever.
Facts.
I was that entry point. So that opened up a lot of doors, not only for Jeezy, but also for myself. You know what I'm saying? Because the movement was a little scary. It was a little aggressive.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts. I mean, you rolling around 100 deep.
Yeah, it was aggressive.
Bandanas, everybody just, you know what I mean? That was BMF days too.
It was peak BMF. We're in the streets going crazy, and so if you were just a genuine fan, you couldn't get close enough to it because it was like, I want to get an autograph, or I want to just tell him that I'm a fan, or I want to say what's up, or I want to rap for him. I'm an artist. I want to audition for y'all.
Facts.
You couldn't walk through 50 dudes at the club and try to get to him. You look like you know what I'm saying?
That added to his mystique though.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? But that, to me, that was the best thing that I could have been at that time. You know what I'm saying? Was having someone who was from the city, who knew everybody, and was personable enough to say, hey, yo, I was out last night, I talked to so-and-so, he wants to do da-da-da-da. And I would get with Coach K, I'd get with Jeezy, and then we can make plays happen, and it worked out extremely well.
Man, Coach K used to live in my neighborhood, bro.
Coach K is a legend.
Man.
Coach K is a genius, and he's, as everybody can now see, he's one of the best managers in the music business.
Facts.
He continues to do it time and time and time again, no matter what artist.
He reinvents the wheel.
Yeah.
Over and over.
And to me, that's the mark of a true genius.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that word gets thrown around a lot in the music business. To me, there are very, very few geniuses. And the ones that are truly geniuses, they can do it from time to time, from artist to artist, from situation to situation.
Yeah.
When you do it one time, everybody's like, oh my God, you're a genius. I'm like, all right, cool.
Can you do it again?
What happens when that artist you work with is cold? What happens when that artist you work with gets dropped from the label? What happens when that artist you work with?
The shows slow up.
The shows slow up. The album is a dud. the sound of music changes. So now we're not doing that over there. We doing this now.
Right.
What happens?
Right.
Some kind of way, Coach has done Jeezy, Gucci, Rocco,
Migos.
You know what I'm saying? City Girls. Oh, Lil Baby. Time and time again, he gets it right. That is a genius.
That's crazy. Yeah. You also had your hands in like the 2 Chainz era too, and Ludacris and stuff like that. Can we talk about that?
So Luda I started with.
Okay.
Luda I started with. My first entry point into the music business with DTP. My man Goose gave me my first opportunity in the music business. Like,
shout out to Sal too. That's my dog, bro. That's my dog, man.
The DTP, man. Honestly, a lot of people in Atlanta can attribute their first opportunities to DTP in some form or fashion, whether it was Shaka or Jeff or Sal or you know what I'm saying, somebody over there opened up a door. For me, it was Goose. I remember going to their office. They had a spot right behind what used to be Visions on Peachtree.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so they had an office like right behind it in this brick building.
Right.
I found the address.
It was in the cut, though. It was in the cut. Yeah, you had to go up the hill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I remember, that's what the new office was.
Oh, that was, okay, all right,
the old
for sure.
office was off Peachtree. And I remember just finding their address on some, in some random magazine or something. I just pulled up like, yo, I want to be in the music business. And Goose was like, all right, cool. And I was like,
damn.
That's it. I ain't, I thought I was going to jump through some hoops, do some old fraternity hazing or something.
Nah, that's
right. We need some flyers passed out. Can you come on Friday night? Yeah. And that's kind of how I got in, man. So DTP was my first foray into the music business.
Damn.
At that time, they were doing, when I came around, they were doing Bobby V. They was just introducing Bobby V. Player Circle was just becoming a thing. Shauna was around. So this is early DTP.
Facts.
And then, of course, my connection to Chainz came later through Street Execs, through my guy Tech, through my guy Al.
Yeah.
White boy Charlie, who's out there doing his
Charlie
thing.
was a genius too now.
Charlie's a genius.
He's still a genius.
But their team, I want to give them all credit.
Yeah, facts.
At D-Leaks, all of them. As
D-Leaks,
as a collective, Street Execs, again, is another company who has gotten it right time and time again. On the marketing side, they're super sharp, they're super smart.
Mm-hmm.
They have a real specific vision of how they want to present things, and they stick to it. They're very consistent. Chainz, like I said, we knew from back in the day, but like I said, as he became 2 Chainz, and I'll never forget this. We were one of the first ones, Coalition DJs. We was on this station called Beehive here in Atlanta.
Okay,
Beehive was like a internet radio station, but it's kind of like early podcasting essentially.
Right.
Before we all became, started to do this and call it what we calling it now.
Yeah, facts.
We had Chainz on the show, and Chainz was like, this was pre-True Religion. Drama tape, but this is like right when he's warming up and had just switched over from Titty Boy to 2 Chainz. And I remember him saying like, yo, I'm coming and I'm the one. And I remember he came in, he popping his shit on my DJs.
Damn.
He's like, yeah, and you ain't believing me. And he's telling Nando this. And Nando was like, I did not believe.
right.
Just, I forgot what Nando was explaining to him, but Chainz like, nah, you ain't believe. I'm finna be this. And I mean, Chainz was on one.
Was he going in for real? Was he
was
really?
But I mean, not on like no animosity, but just more so
like just popping it.
I'm finna show y'all what a real run look like. And all the artists that y'all think is the ones.
Ain't the ones.
I'm the one. And I was like, all right. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Like, I liked the attitude that he came with.
He always had the swagger though. Like you could tell that he was that dude.
Yeah, he for sure. But this was a bitter 2 Chainz. This was these guys before me tried to play me. When I wanted to get verses from them, he was telling stories about how he was sitting in the studio with niggas. They was like, yeah, I'll do a verse for you. Come by the studio, have him sit in the studio for 6-7 hours until he just get tired and leave.
Bro, that's the lamest shit ever. That's crazy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he was in there telling them stories. And he was like, I'm telling y'all, all them guys, they gonna be calling me for verses. They gonna be calling me to jump on their songs. And I'm like, okay.
Damn.
Okay. And I can't even really tell you how much of I really believed at that time. But I knew with that attitude, I'm like,
he gonna do it.
He either gonna get it really, really right, or he gonna get it really, really wrong. And as we see,
he got it right.
He got it all the way right, man. So, but it was from that interview that me and him really built a real rapport.
Facts.
He opens up Escobar.
Facts.
He makes his moves, and I'm standing right there because I got the DJs. But then him have that, that relationship.
Yeah, that rapport.
And it just went from there.
Man, I remember I met 2 Chainz. I was working at DTLR, and he was doing the in-store. And I think this was before it was Player Circle, actually.
Yep, Player Circle.
So I knew he was gonna be like a star, because like when I went to the back like to get the shoes and shit, he was in there putting on his jewelry and stuff. I was like, damn, you got all your chains on. He was like, he looked at me, he was like, boy, this ain't all my chains. I was like, damn, he just flexed on me right there, like it was like a subtle flex. I was like, yeah, this dude a star.
That's what he do. He's a star.
Yeah, facts.
He's a star. I'll never forget going to the Hawks game, and this is when Matt Ryan was the Falcons quarterback. And I remember seeing little white kids like step over Matt Ryan to get the 2 chains. This was
Damn.
I was like, all right, the world is upside down now.
Facts.
White kids are stepping over another white NFL quarterback to get to a rapper.
Facts.
And it was this rapper?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, man, we the city out of control at this point.
Facts. So thinking about the music industry right now as a whole, do you think we're gonna have another run like the Jeezys, the 2 Chainz, like just by the way, the climate of the music right now? And
I think hip hop or
Atlanta? like hip hop or Atlanta, it could be either or. Like, you know what I mean? Because back then, like I was saying, it was the staple figures. You had the T.I.s, the 2 Chainz, Jeezys. Like, can we have that again, other than like Lil Baby and stuff like that?
I wholeheartedly believe in the spirit of Atlanta. I think Atlanta can absolutely have any run that it wants to have. The talent is here. The creativity is here. I think we're hitting a bit of a lull just because that's just the nature of
the business.
Of the business.
Right.
And we're seeing that, like, everybody, the myth of Atlanta has always been, oh, all you guys work together and there's this camaraderie, which was true. But that was when we were the underdog. Everybody was trying to figure it out at the same time.
Facts.
So we're all coming up. None of us know the right answer. So it's just like, if we all go through together, we'll all figure it out together, which is what happened. You've seen us kind of circle out, and the Lil Johns, Organized Noise, and then we hit that point where we got through the door, and you've seen us shoot off. And now you're kind of catching that, like, that comfortable stage.
Facts.
Like any relationship, you know what I'm saying? You're dating heavy, you take your girl out all the time, doing all the stuff, sending her candy, texting, oh, I love you, I miss you, and all that. Then y'all be together for a few years, and you're like, hey. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
so, man, you can't even get the whole word out.
Yeah, man.
You're like, morning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't even say good morning no more. You're just like, hey.
Yeah, facts.
Then y'all go through y'all day, you come home, hey.
Right.
What you do today? You hungry? All right, cool. And then y'all just, you know what I'm saying?
Repeat.
She know.
Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat.
Hey, rinse and repeat. And that's the stage that Atlanta hip hop is in now, where we're just morning.
Damn.
We've been here for a while. We've had the success. We've made the money. All these labels, all these artists have exploded. We've gone from Outkast and Organized Noise to John, to, you know what I'm saying, the Snap era, to
Futuristic
Trap era, Young LA and J Money, to, like I said, D4L, Franchise Boy, Jeezy, Tip, Future, Thug, Gunna. You know what I'm saying? I can name literally 300 some odd artists that have come out of this city that everybody would know. And we're now like, all right, cool, what's the next thing? Me personally, I believe it's either going to be R&B or it's going to be what we have never been able to truly expose, which is our Sci-Highs, our JID, our hip-hop side.
JID hard now.
He's super hard.
That boy hard.
Atlanta has just always been trapped out.
Facts.
Which is great, been good to me. I love, and I'm a fan of that music.
Me too.
But there is a side of Atlanta that hasn't been completely put out there. And like I say, it's that side. It's that Scotty ATL. It's our Lil 5 Points crowd. It's our Edgewood crowd. You know what I'm saying? Our kind of alternative hip hop artists and our like real quote unquote hip hop guys. Earth Gangs, like I said, JIDs, the Sci-Highs. That group of people, that's who's next to me.
Facts. Let's talk about your new venture, 1 RPM.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what you do there. And also, let's talk about streaming, because a lot of people get, like, they don't really know how to make the money from the streaming. Like, so can we break it down, too? Like, give us some little knowledge on that.
All right, cool. So 1 RPM is the largest independent music distributor in the world.
Okay.
We have an office here in Atlanta, which is running, I'm part of the hip-hop, R&B, and gospel artists office here in the city. So I handle the marketing as a product manager. I handle the marketing for all of our artists that come through. So we have gospel artists like Dietrich Haddon. We got hip hop artists like Trey the Truth, Paul Wall,
Currency.
We just did the Currency and Jermaine Dupri project. We got R&B artists like my girl BB out of Compton, who's fucking amazing. We got some of everybody, man. Like we got Mano, we got some Southern Soul artists who I'm super excited about. We got a lot of good stuff going on at 1 RPM. We just did a thing at Coalition DJs last night where we took some of our artists over. So shout out to Destiny Lynn, Louie, all of those. But 1 RPM is a direct competitor of like Empire, United Masters, all some of the more popular names in the space.
Facts.
But we are growing, we're up and coming, we're moving fast, and the technology is on our side.
Facts.
When it comes to streaming for artists, what I tell artists is, listen, we're in an era where the game is digital, and it's been digital for a while. But you no longer have the luxury as an artist to say, well, I just don't do that. Or I don't know how to do that.
You got to learn.
Those days are over with. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's very frustrating, whether it's, especially with younger artists, but even with my older artists, where, and I'm like this in my personal life too. Like, what I'm saying? You meet somebody who just be like, I'm just not good with money. It's like, you kind of need to learn how to get good with money. You can't just throw your hands in the air and say, I'm just not good at that.
Right.
I don't do all that social media
stuff.
It's
right.
Well, you kind of got to learn how to do it. You need to figure out how to become damn near a content creator, unfortunately, or get somebody who can.
Definitely.
Around you. But with the game being digital, your money's coming in digitally. You're attracting new fans digitally. So you have to be in that space and stand in that gap. For streaming, I don't love the streaming formula in terms of how we make money. You know what I'm saying? And what a stream equals X amount of dollars. I hate that formula. I don't know who came up with that or who said, this is how we're going to equate this to this. I think it has led to a lot of
discouragement to artists, kind of, in a sense?
It discourages. Okay, the ones who are doing numbers, right, it gives you a false sense of security to a certain degree, right? You assume that you're doing a little better than you are because these numbers are there. But those numbers can come from one person, essentially, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, there are certain songs I listen to every day. So, hell, I remember, one of the years, Spotify does like the Spotify rap thing.
Facts.
Year, right?
Facts.
So, but my daughter's in the car with me. My 5-year-old daughter's in the car with me all the time. Mm-hmm. So, my Spotify rap ended up with having like Dua Lipa, like some Kitty, some Frozen songs from the Frozen soundtrack.
Facts.
And then like Future. You know what I'm saying? And it's like Dua Lipa had #1 song in the country one time. I was like, hell, shit. 500,000 of them streams came from you. Yeah, that was all me. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's not to say that Dua Lipa is not who she is.
Yeah,
but it's to also say I could contribute just myself so many streams. You know what I'm saying? But back in the day when we were buying albums at the store,
you had to buy that shit.
You had to go buy the album, you had to get in your car, drive up, and you weren't buying an album 5,000 times. You bought it once, and that counted for what it was. You know what I'm saying? So, but if I stream your album myself enough times, it'll start to count.
Like multiple albums. Facts.
So when it's time to go tour, which is what we saw this year, a lot of artists were like canceling shows or not selling out. But it's like, it didn't make sense. I according to this chart, a lot of my streams come from this city or they come from that city. So it's a weird space to be in where you can't physically quantify. These are my fans.
Right.
These numbers do. I mean, they tell a story, but they may not tell the whole story. But as an artist, you have to figure out how do you stand in the middle of all of that. Where's the other money going to come from? Where's the money going to come from? Shows,
merch,
come from merch. Is the money going to come from brand partnerships? Whatever that is.
Syncs.
Yeah, and to me, as a lot of people say that this is the easiest time in the world for you to be an artist. I completely disagree. Everybody says, "Oh man, all you got to do is get on TikTok, get on Instagram." I'm like, bro. There's never been a time in history of the music where you had to be an artist and a content creator and fucking
look at me, bro.
Comedian and a podcaster. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like
you got to do a lot. You got to do a lot to get
garner attention.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. You're no longer just competing with other rappers or other singers or other artists. You're competing with the funny cat video. You're competing with the comedian on TikTok that's doing his thing. You're competing with content as a whole, as opposed to saying I'm a rapper, so I'm only competing with other rappers. I'm a singer, I'm only competing with other singers. They are no longer your competition. Your competition is everything that can distract the person from you.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So you put out your album and you got to look around and not just, gotta make sure I don't drop on the same day as Drake or drop on the same day as Taylor Swift.
Right.
It's like, nope. You got to look around and almost be like, okay, what happened this week? You know what I'm saying? Period. Not just music related.
Yeah.
What happened in the world this week that would distract people from paying attention to my music? Was there a war in the Middle East? Was there a fucking, did so-and-so sleep with so-and-so?
Yeah.
Did such and such a sex tape leak?
Yeah.
Did so-and-so have a nip slip at an award show? What happened? And now you can say, okay, cool. I got a bit of a window. You almost got to be able to move on the fly.
Damn.
But also, while you're trying to figure out when to put your music out, you had to first make good music, because it still,
Facts.
at the end of the day, does revolve around the music.
Facts.
But did you do all the podcasts? Did you seed all your content to all the blogs?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The right Instagram pages had to have your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Were you a topic of conversation? Did you trend it all on anything? You know what I'm saying? Did you put yourself next to other artists that were moving? Did you do a song that you can use as this feature as a primary? You know what I'm saying? All these little tricks that you got to do to boost yourself and put yourself in front of people's eyeballs. That's a lot to ask.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I think everybody wasn't meant to be multi-talented. That's why that's why we celebrate those who are.
Yeah, and then that's why you also hire a team too that can do certain things too as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
You gotta have it.
Yeah,
you
facts.
gotta have it.
Can't do everything by yourself.
You can't do everything by yourself, and it takes a real team, and it takes a real commitment. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about this. I would say 3-4 times a year I see people say, "Oh my God, Jamie Foxx is so underrated. Nobody talks about Jamie Foxx." And I'm like, we talk about Jamie Foxx
every day.
You know what I'm saying? But like,
Right.
the reason we talk about Jamie, because Jamie's funny, he can sing, he can act, he can do all the stuff, and that he's special. Like, we all acknowledge that Jamie Foxx and those that are like him are special. These people that can do a lot of different things at a high level. Not Keke Palmer, all of them. But now we're asking every artist
To be special.
to be special. Every artist ain't special.
Facts.
And, or not in that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
There are certain artists who are like, yo, they can rap and they might have a hell of a green thumb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we don't celebrate green thumbs the same way we celebrate actors.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You might can plant all the roses in your garden, and that's a skill that a lot of people would love to have for their yards, but we don't look at it like, wow, there's
Right.
no Grammy Award for having
Right.
the best garden in America. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You might be able to fix the hell out of a carburetor on a car, but we don't celebrate it
Yeah.
that same way. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right.
but if you're gonna do that, what I tell people now from a marketing standpoint is
Film it.
and now it has to become content. But like, for real, think about that though. We're asking everybody to turn their basic hobbies or the things that they actually thoroughly enjoy into content
Damn.
to be consumed and sold, just to bring attention back to this other thing that they do. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Facts.
that's exhausting.
It's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot. Man, you dropped some gems on this episode. I ain't gonna even lie to you, bro.
Man, that's right to come in here and get to you, man.
Man, I appreciate it. I
Waste your time.
appreciate it. Nah, man, thank you, man, for stopping by, man. Let the people know where they can find you and stuff like that. And
Hey.
yeah, let's do it.
I'm everywhere. Nick Love ATL, NICKLOVE ATL. Yeah, I'm everywhere. Everything that you can find me on, that's where I'm at.
Man, I appreciate you, man. This has been another episode with Vibing with Veto. Nick Love, we gone.
Peace.